It's funny. The reason I found out that the trailer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series has dropped is because a bunch of people were expressing their disappointment that they thought the Thor Love and Thunder trailer was going to drop today, and that this is what they got instead. Well, let's see if it's actually worth being disappointed over, and take a look, shall we? It's a cheap shot to, like, evoke my feelings with the music. But it works.
We lost.
Yeah, you kind of did. Oh, I know that moisture farm. And it's kind of what we all assumed was happening, him keeping an eye on Luke from afar.
The key to hunting Jedi is patience.
That makes it. Who the hell was that?
Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail.
Oh, we're gonna get more of Uncle Owen. Like, he's deserved to be fleshed out for a long time.
The Jedi code is like an itch.
And Baru, too, for that matter.
He cannot help it. Where is he?
What was that? The pale one with the weird hat, was that the same one from Star Wars Visions? I can't remember if that character died or not. All right. I'd say that there's potential in this. Initial sort of indications are exactly what I think everybody was assuming it would be, which is this is Obi-Wan, on Tatooine, keeping an eye on Luke from afar, and possibly getting embroiled in some other stuff because, well, as they say, guy's got a conscience and he can't help himself. First of all, I've always kind of wondered, and I've been surprised that we haven't seen up to this point, some of the active hunting of Jedi that weren't taken out by Order 66. So I think we're well, and like I'm sure it's been tackled in supplementary material. I'm talking about in something more of the primary canon. And yes, I know all this other stuff is canon. I'm not saying it's not. But I'm saying it's gone unexplored in live action medium, which is the primary form of Star Wars. Grant me that. So it's definitely been an area that we've got some room to explore. And the idea of trying to lure out Jedi basically by playing off the fact that they're really bad at standing at the sides and not doing anything when horrible stuff goes on, I mean, that's a dirty, dang tactic to use, but yeah, both the Sith and the Empire would, and it would work. So I'm kind of there for that. I don't remember well enough. So I mentioned Star Wars Visions. The very first of those shorts had a character who had that sort of rotating lightsaber thing. I can't remember if that character lived, and I also could have sworn that character was female leaning. I mean, like, with some of these character designs, sometimes it's hard to tell, but, like, the voice seemed way different. Maybe this is more, like, evocative and reminiscent of that, not supposed to be literally the same thing, since I think it's super debatable whether any of Visions was actually canon anyways. So, given that, maybe this is more another spin on the same kind of core concept for a Sith in terms of presentation and fighting style. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I am... I did mention... Owen, it really does seem to me, especially in hindsight at this point, like a real missed opportunity during the prequels to not do something with Owen. Not that you need to like make him a hero of the war or anything. He was kind of against being in it that much, but like you definitely could have done way more with him than you did. he's just kind of there, and he's acknowledged more as a continuity thing than anything else. And I would be really interested to see him fleshed out. And it would be really interesting to me to kind of see the perspective of someone who does not want to get involved in any way because he's seen what happens to people who do, but who is still a good person, like doesn't necessarily have no conscience and no feelings about what's going on. I always think that's an interesting character to get some pathos and some good emotional drama out of. And if we're going to get him, I hope we get more of Beru as well, because like, while I feel there was kind of more dramatic possibilities in Owen than in Beru, if you bring in one, please bring in the other. Have them do something. Like, if they're gonna get gunned down and have their corpses burned in episode 4, and that's always been the case and always will be, like, can we get to know them a little? So maybe that has more meaning than it actually did in that movie. Like, I loved that original Star Wars movie, but let's be honest, there was not a lot to those characters. You didn't feel too much, which is why it didn't ring as weird, the fact that as soon as Luke was not in the immediate proximity of their bodies, he seemed to get over it strangely quick. But that's a tangent I'm getting on. Yeah, overall, this looks like it's in the ballpark for what I want it to be. Or at the very least, it doesn't seem to be selling anything that is the antithesis of what I'm hoping for. Like, it's a teaser trailer. We don't get a ton of story details. It's hard to know exactly what's going on. We know where Obi-Wan is. We know he's being hunted. Well, in the sense that all Jedi are being hunted, whether he's being hunted in specific or just Jedi are being hunted in the area he happens to be in, and that's going to be the issue. We don't really know. But as far as what it's selling me so far, it's selling me something where I'm going, okay. And I really hope it's good, because after my frustration with the Book of Boba Fett and the fact that I just have not connected with The Mandalorian in the way that so many other people have, I'm jealous of those people. I just feel that I'm gonna start being more selective about what Star Wars I take in. I plan to watch this, and I want to like it. And I also want Ewan McGregor to get the chance to play the character with better written dialogue and better written stuff. There's that too. But in addition to that, like that and the Cassian Andor movie, I'm a little curious about, because I've always liked the idea of showing sort of the dirtier side of the Rebel Alliance. Because if you're fighting a war, not everyone gets their names on a plaque. Some people have to do the dirty work that nobody likes to talk about. So I'm kind of interested in that. But part of the reasons that one and this, the Obi-Wan one, are the only ones that I'm particularly interested in is they're the only ones that I have much faith aren't going to tie in to all the other stuff like Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett and the bajillion other shows that they are planning. And that's not to say that those won't be good, but after my frustration with Boba Fett heavily came from how it tied back into the Mandalorian and was building out this world that was primarily centered around something that like was not connecting with me that well, I'm less inclined to take in stuff that I think is going to directly tie into that. But keeping that in mind, decent first trailer. I dig it. No real reason to be worried other than just the general sense that I really am starting to get afraid of not enjoying Star Wars stuff anymore, because it's been a while, and I would really like to love something Star Wars again. Maybe this will be it. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on it. Who knows? What'd you think of this trailer? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Like, share, subscribe. Patreon, that is how I pay my bills. It's how I afford Disney Plus. It's how this is my job, and I'm able to do it as often and to the degree that I do. If you enjoy what I do, please consider supporting me. If you are not able to do so, that's okay. The like, share, subscribe help me out as well, but don't worry too much about that either. Take a relaxed attitude around here, so you can just come on back next time you need a break. It's the end credits. Means I gotta shout out some patrons. This month, it is Turok, Oliver B., Linda Walters, TT, Robin Powell, Fernabilax, The Poodle, Eidolon, Tracy Scrabbit, Dharma, Michael Doyle, Vincent Paul Bartolucci, Angry Casperl, Adam Lefty Taylor, Robin Moore, Shayla Gourlay, and Bookworm. Thanks so much for your support.